In this video, I want to show you how to copy and paste your data from ImageJ to Excel, as well as how to organize your data in the Excel file. As you will get a lot of data, it is important that you organize it in a way that is easy to access in the long term. The first thing that I recommend you to do is to set your measurements. And how to do it? To do so, you go to the toolbar, and press left click in the menu in the word analyze. So you go here, this will open this box, then you go to set measurements, and here you will have a group of commands, and these commands are related to statistical measurements on image analysis. Then you can include in area, standard deviation, the parameter, and this can be useful for you to analyze your data. So check most of the boxes as I show you here. So this group, check all of this one. Some of them you're not going to use it, some of them you're going to use it, but it's useful to have them. And also check this one. The second step that I recommend you to do is I'm going to show you how to copy and paste your data from ImageJ to Excel. And as we watched in previous videos, after pressing M, you just have to go copy and paste the data. It seems to be very easy. My advice is that you only copy and paste 10 to 15 points. And why only 10 to 15 points? Why not all the points? Because sometimes a common mistake is that you skip a slice and you find that all your data is wrong and you don't know exactly where you made the mistake, and you have to repeat all the 40 data points. To avoid this problem, you can go to this box and you can move to the right, and you will find this column that says a slice. And in the slides, they will tell you exactly the slides of the data point that you use. So for example, here I use the 42, 41, and 40. So this can be helpful for you to make sure that you are not skipping or you are not measuring a slide twice. That is something that it can happen very often. As I said before, as you will get a lot of data, it is important to organize it in a way that is easy to access in the long term. For that reason, I propose that you organize your information in the following way. You can pick different regions of the leg that can help you to estimate the cell dynamics, and I propose these 5 regions: 2, 1 and 2 that are above of the comb, 3 and 4 that are below the comb, and the 5th one that is in the joint. These are the first candidates that I suggest you to start analyzing, because they seem to have a very different behavior, and it will be very interesting to contrast how different regions of the leg display different changes in apical cell area, and we can test if all the leg in this very close region use the same mechanism to change in apical cell area. The next step is to create an Excel file for each group of 5 cells. So for example, here, this could be an example. Here we have the group 1. And I suggest you to have the following names: group 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just because it will be easier to organize. And please remember to save your files as Excel format. Do not save it as CSV, because you can lose some data. So you can spend maybe a day collecting data, but if you don't save it as XLS or as an Excel file, and instead of you save it as a CSV, you can lose some data. In addition, in each Excel file, you can make 5 tabs like this one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I suggest you to have the following names, like cell number 1 data, or cell 1 data, or cell number 1, or cell 1. Any of those names that can help you to collect the data of a single cell. And As I said before, it's very easy to copy it from ImageJ. You just simply go Ctrl+C and then Ctrl+V, and you will copy the data. Just an advice, it's better to use Ctrl+C than Ctrl+X. Sometimes, for some reason, you can made a mistake, and if you press Ctrl+X and you don't copy it properly, you can miss the data. However, if you use Ctrl+C, you are not going to miss the data. Another advice that I give you is to add a picture of the cell that you are studying, because it will be much easier to identify. So maybe if in a month or in a week you go back and study the cell, it will be much easier to study, to make sure that you are studying with that specific cell at that specific time. So let me show you an example. So for example, here I'm studying cell number 1, so I know that I am studying the cell number 1. Here I have the different columns that I'm using. As I said before, these colors that I have here, they are just showing me that I'm copying the data in group of 10 or 15 data points, so it's easier for me to check them, that I'm doing the right job. If you want, you can do it like that. If not, you can do it in a different way. The important is that you can do it in an efficient way. As I was saying, here is the cell 1. If I go to the next tab, here I will have the cell 2. Here I have the cell 3. And here cell 4. And in that way, it will be easier for me in case that I need to recheck or expand my analysis. The next step is, and that I suggest you do, is create an additional tab to combine all the data of each cell. So for example, here you have cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4, and cell 5. I already measured cell 1 and cell 2. So you can, you go from the data of the column here, from cell number 1, the column of area, and I can compare it here, and then I can do the same here with cell 2. Let me show you. So for example, here I have the area, and I can just copy it and paste it here. And in that way, I can combine all the data and compare the behavior of the different cells at the same time. In addition to the tab of cell area, you can create other parameters, other tabs for other parameters that you consider important to study. So for example, here I study the cell perimeter, and maybe I compare the cell perimeter of these two cells, and this could be also another source of information for your analysis. I know it was a long video, but if you have any question, just let me know.